That Mexican place smells delicious.
Let's go, shall we?
Yes, sir. $81 miles, I guess.
Extra mile distance here.
Nah. We're still warming up, bro.
We are still warming up, boy.
We are still warming up. Left on Shattuck, right on 7th, till the end of the road. And we take left. Hello, Renton High School. Shout out to people who went to Renton High School. I don't know any.
Oh, that's a pretty cool campus.
You like it?
Really old school.
My old high school is gonna get torn up and rebuilt. Makes me sad. It's 100 years old though, so it's like 110 now, I think.
I think that's a worthy change, bro. It's a worthy change.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Bro, you need a fresh cut? Barber? I'm sure they'd be...
Yo, we got smoked that shit.
Hey, yo. Oh, left. Dude, I used to run to my barber. I'd get there and I'd be like soaking wet from rain, or I'd be like sweating. I'm sure they really appreciated me.
You're like,
This idiot.
I used to go, I guess just getting to watch you. I need to kind of prepare. Give me a way here.
Yep. They don't have to get out the squirter thing.
Yeah.
Just good to go, bro. Big plane. That was a little plane.
Little big plane. Big little plane.
Little plane.
Big old plane. Little plane.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't die.
Alright, what's this third?
Yep. How you feeling? Good. Good. Let's go. That's good.
Snicker bars are good.
Snicker bars? That's good. I don't like them.
You don't like them? Really? No reason?
I don't know.
You like fingers?
Yeah, I don't really like them.
Oh my god. Whoa. 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 Dude, I like biking more than driving.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like biking when I have a good bike. On my bike, that's just sketchy. Especially, I really don't like biking in downtown Seattle.
Why?
Cars. And the bike lanes suck. They just disappear. You go first. And, yeah, it's just very busy. I hope that in like 20 years, the world is just like more peaceful. Like more calm. Fucking, we learn how to, more calm than it is? What, you think it's calm now? More calm than it is now, hopefully. But, this is interesting. Yeah. I don't know. A road?
What is this road? What kind of road is this?
a short one. That's what it is. Qu'est-ce que c'est roux?
I can't just taste it.
Yeah, that's good.
I pedal every 3 seconds.
I run every second.
I can do this all day, bro.
I can do this all day, bro. All day.
All day, bro.
Every day.
Every day.
Bro, we're just warming up. We ain't even started. I ain't thrown up yet. Mm-hmm. Nope. Not yet. Oh, yeah. You got back problems? You stretch? You should. I told you about. You should have stretched before. Bro, I've been stretching for a month for this. Good. I just started doing my PT again, basically. Yeah. So like, not really though. They gave me like 3 exercises to do for PT. I've only been doing one of those. But I do it every day.
Every day, bro?
Every day. For past month.
Every day, bro.
Every day. Wanted to not get another hip injury. We will see if that works.
You mean like stretching your hips a lot?
Doing like clamshells.
I see.
Strengthen like the hip flexors.
Yeah, that's what right.
Right? Yeah. That's another thing with like, so a lot of people who argue in favor of renewables and like green transition. And to be clear, I'm not against renewables, but like this will not solve all our problems. Throwing money and technology at it will not solve our problems because there's no foreseeable limit with our current system to how much energy we're going to consume. And our current economic system relies on unlimited economic growth, which demands more and more energy and more people, unless, technology is more efficient, but still, we don't have a system that works. We don't have a system that values efficiency. We have a system that values, it does value efficiency. Yeah, so, but it doesn't, as a society, like on a society scale, it doesn't value efficiency because the people at large, only a small fraction get benefit from efficiency. So most people suffer when things become more efficient.
How do you think you solve that?
You have to, I think we should not have global, so I think that bringing profit closer to the source of the value is how you solve that. So when you are hiring your neighbor for your business, you're not going to want to fuck them over. Right? You have like people care about the people around them.
Yeah.
It's really easy to not care about somebody you never see.
Yeah.
That you never even think about. You don't have to think about. So I think on small scales, humans are perfectly capable of having like sustainable systems that like care about the earth and care about people.
That's why like all the native tribes and such, they work perfectly fine.
Yeah, they like lived for thousands of years, whereas we come along in like 100 years and we fuck everything up.
Yep.
Do we want to double check the directions? Might as well.
Alright, bro. Slide it back. Bottom. The other way.
It's always the other way, bro. It's literally never the way I swipe. I got so many rocks in my shoes.
Oh, Rocky, bro.
Oh, Rocky.
Alright, let's go. Wait. Bada bing. Whoa.
So yeah, I think like making our species is not evolved to deal with systems that are composed of hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Like that ain't it. We can't manage that. And like I participate in these systems that I know are just fucking people over in other countries, paying them like nothing for their work, and it's pretty bad. Like it's really bad.
Yeah.
But I don't see them.
Yeah.
And I don't have the capacity to care about all of that because I also have to eat food.
Yeah.
And I also live in like the system, right? So, but if you have smaller systems, like we do know how to manage those.
Yeah.
And we do a lot better with them.
Yeah.
So, I think that's just where you start. And the only way you can start going, like making these smaller systems, which people are already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see community gardens and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is nice. The way you start with that, strengthening the systems is self-sustenance so that you don't have to participate in this globalized system of exploitation.
Yeah.
So, that's what I think.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember actually. Talking about California?
That was a long time ago. Oh my
We
god.
talked about globalization, talking about exploitation, and then we were
talking about minimum wage a long ass time ago.
Yeah, we were talking about
Fuck.
I'm at a point.
Oh, airplanes.
Airplanes. Yeah.
Airplanes.
100 years later, do you think airplanes? What do you think it will look like?
Yeah, so fuck, if you're like a small community and you can build an airplane, I think the great thing about what I'm saying is like, we don't have to go back to the Stone Ages or anything like that. And not that I don't even think that's necessarily a bad thing if we did, to be honest. Like, we can do things in a less efficient way and still, like, be very, prosperous in a different definition of prosperity that doesn't involve like a bunch of plastic shit that you throw in the garbage all the time. You know, but we don't have to go back to that because we have so much knowledge and about how our world works. We don't have to give that up. We can keep libraries. We can keep the internet. Probably.
But if we keep the internet, isn't the internet what started
globalization? It's a part of it for sure. Instant communication and stuff. But it doesn't always have to. It doesn't have to be this way. It can be. We can use our tools for different things. You know, that's what I'm saying. So we built incredible tools and technology, but like let's use them for something that's not the military-industrial complex. Like let's use them for like making these small farms teach each other more stuff. You know, or or like if I have extra tomatoes from my garden, which we do in fact right now, you know? Like, text my neighbor, say, hey, do you want some? You know, not waste. Like, we can use our system for those kinds of things. And I think, like, ChatGPT is fucking amazing. It's like the library of fucking Alexandria, you know, in a box. Like, it will not just answer your questions, but teach you. It's fucking amazing. We can keep that. I would like it to know more about the like actual natural world, but I'm also scared about like the implications of that and the uses of that in our. Well, I mean, who primarily controls the use and the use cases of ChatGPT right now? Who do you think?
Government.
OpenAI, government. Do you think government? I think the government currently has no handle on it.
It's just OpenAI.
It's OpenAI. It's their competitors, Google, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, right? It's capitalism, essentially. It's a competition to maintain this concentrated power in big tech. That's what's driving the use cases of AI right now. And this is something I can actually speak on with fair confidence. You know, from being from big tech. running machine learning club at University of Washington, that kind of thing. But yeah, so it's like this is the system that's controlling our use cases.
Yeah.
And that's scary. Like, I don't want to put all of that knowledge into these people's hands.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're evil, but again, it's like their incentives are to find the cheapest sources of labor, the furthest away they can, so that they don't have to think about the ethical implications, so they don't have to feel bad about themselves, and to make their money and go buy a house on Lake Washington and go kayaking, or whatever the fuck, and tell themselves that since they buy at Whole Foods, they care about the environment, or whatever the fuck. You know, this is how it works. You convince, like, there's so many ways that you can convince yourself that you're a good person, or that it's not your fault, or like whatever you're doing is fine. It's easy. Part of the self-replicating traits of this system are easy ways to make yourself feel good about your decisions, even if they're destroying people's lives that you never see. And obfuscation of that destruction is another self-replicating trait. So that's scary. So anyway, so that's like one of the reasons I run the machine learning club. It's like, I want to give this power to people, like anybody who wants to participate. And I want to give them an alternative path that isn't big tech to using it. So I try to do that, but we'll see.
I got you.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think?
I don't know.
I think I agree with that. I think like I think one thing you said, right, really resonated with me. Like, the best way to like make a system stay in place, make everybody feel good about it, right?
Yeah.
Especially the people who are on top, right?
Yeah. And you'll notice all these billionaires like Bill Gates. I don't think he's evil. I don't think he's evil at all. I think he thinks he's doing really good stuff. Like, he's trying his hardest. But here's the thing, like, Kanye said it best, and most completely ironically, as his life progressed, but like, no one man should have all that power. Actually, that's not a Kanye quote. It's that was said by a policeman who responded. So here's what happened. This is a great story. It's like an amazing story. So Malcolm X, he was in the 60s. He was up and coming leader of the Black Muslims, and the Brotherhood of Islam, and I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so he was up and coming leader of this, and he was getting like rapidly gaining disciples everywhere, and especially in New York. That was his stronghold. And this man who was in the Nation of Islam, that's what I was trying to say. This guy who was in the Nation of Islam got beat up by a cop for, I don't know, he just like got randomly searched and then beat up badly, and then he got put in jail. And then in jail, okay, we're gonna turn left here. In jail, he was severely like wounded, and they might have beat him up in the jail too. It's unclear. And he was like groaning and basically dying, to the point, and they kept ignoring him, to the point where he had to go to the hospital because he was almost dead. And so he was on the brink of death. And so they take him to the hospital, and they had to protest to get him out of that jail. So the Nation of Islam was protesting like crazy. They finally take him to the hospital. And Malcolm X goes to the police station. He has these like protesters everywhere. And he goes to the police station. This is actually before they get him out of the police station, and he goes to negotiate with the like police chief. He goes in, and then he comes out of the building, and there's just protesters everywhere. And the Nation of Islam was like, because this was Malcolm X leading them, right? And at the time he was still, his rhetoric, I mean, right up until he died, honestly, his rhetoric was very, you know, it was pretty close to inciting violence, you know. if not was inciting violence. But he usually just brought it to the brink and never said like, go actually do this. But it's very close. Anyway, so the Nation of Islam protests are no joke, and the police were kind of scared, and so they're like riled up on the steps of the police precinct, and he goes out there and he like raises his hand, and they're silent, and he just tells them to like go, and they go, and then the police chief is watching this, and he's like, no one man. He gives an interview or something, and some reporter catches it, and he's like, no one man just have all that power. That's where that comes from. It's kind of an amazing story. Anyway, but Kanye says it best. So yeah, to bring it all the way back, Bill Gates, like, you can have a heart of fucking gold. Your ideas are not good enough to save the world. You need to, like, no one man should have all that power because our systems are so complicated. We need to have the humility to say, like, I don't know how to control all of this, and I should not have this much control. You know? Yeah. That's what I think.
Disparity of power, breaking down the power, separating into different patches, as a smaller community. You think the way to go forward?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I think that if you give people a way to express that they care about the earth in a legislative and judicial way, you can start to change the rules of the system that favor these, like, huge companies so that they favor smaller communities. Like, give farmers, like, there's literal laws against farmers just selling direct to consumer. There's a lot of them. This is big ag policies that have been lobbied for. Get rid of them. Let farmers sell to consumers. Yes, there's a little bit more food risk sometimes. But, like, consumers can make that choice. Yeah. Okay, so, yep. I think we go straight to, but, yeah.
Water. Alright, so I'm on a bottom, boy.
But you got it.